Hello. Happy Wednesday night. If you are hearing, and let me know if my mic is not working. I have not ordered a new one yet, but I think seems to be working fine. It's not blinking, so we'll see. Anyways, welcome. Happy Wednesday night. Tonight is the Definitely Readers Book Club discussion. We have a new book. It is September, so it's a new month, new book. I'm KT James. Nice to meet everyone. I am simcomming. I'm hard of hearing. I have hearing aids. I don't have them in, but interestingly enough, tonight we will probably discuss the fact that if you don't have them on, normally you have them in a case. You know, like you don't just have them laying out or in your pocket. You have them in a case. So, hey Kayla, welcome. Kayla, hello. But I am hard of hearing, identify culturally deaf. I am simcomming, which is signing and speaking simultaneously, and I will be voice interpreting for Desi. Hello. Do you want to introduce? Yes. Sorry, I'm a little bit distracted. I'm uploading something on Discord on my computer. So I think we have some new followers. Hello. I am Desiree. Short name Desi. I am deaf. I will be voiced off and I will be voice interpreting for her. So be patient with us. Just to let you know, we are signing and it is mixed ASL and PSC, same. So let me see. I'm getting the live on my computer so I can easily see comments because on my iPad I can't. Anyway, welcome. Tonight we're discussing, I want to comment. So we are co-hosts for the Definitely Readers Book Club. So we discuss books that are written by deaf or hard of hearing authors, or books that have representation, deaf or ASL representation, deaf blind. So we just want to let you know. So now the book is what? Mr. Nice Spy for September. It's by Tiana Smith. So this book specifically has a hard of hearing character. It says he's more deaf in his left ear than his right ear. That is his preferred. Now, after the first time I saw that he has hearing aids, which is on the cover of the book, which is always nice to see the hearing aids represented on the book itself, or any disability, like if it is shown on the book itself, is always nice to see. But before we discuss the book, there was no author's note at the beginning of the book that discusses that it has a hard of hearing character, will be using ASL, that kind of thing. So last month we discussed Hunting Sirens by Mary Meekum. Champ, yes, Champ. And at the beginning of that book, it had 2 pages about the characters, the deaf culture, ASL. It was just very expanded. Yes, that. It was beautiful. I I agree. Yes, that. That. There's no note in here, but at the back of the book, there is her like thank you note. And it discusses in that part that her husband has hearing loss on his left side, so she always uses his right side. And I guess he has hearing aids. So my assumption is that her husband and then also her mother-in-law has hearing aids, and she used them to do a deaf sensitivity read to get the representation accurate. She did say that hearing loss is varies and it is dependent. It was an interesting addition. I can't find where that is. So there is chapter 1 of her next book, and it's before that. Oh, I see it. Okay, so Eden, I will read it later. So Eden, you said that you love you to see the hearing aids. I did laugh a little bit because they seem to fit awkwardly. Did you notice? I just laughed a little bit about it, but I was like, oh, okay, I understand. Like, showing it is hard to make sure you can see it. Okay. So, this book is about a hearing woman and a hard of hearing slash deaf man who is a CIA agent. Yeah, that. Do you want to explain a little bit about the book, Desi? And I will just voice. Okay, sure. No problem. Okay, so, before that, I will say it is important to note most adults, and I will say maybe some like teens too, they tend to keep the tan color, the skin color, because they want to hide it. He didn't really seem like he wanted to talk about his hearing loss. And back then, they only focused on the color of your ear molds, not the hearing aid, not have a lot of options back then for that. This book was written in like after 2020 because of TikTok. It talks about TikTok. Hang on. 2024. My hearing aids are gray. That was a only color, but now I wish I had blue. Yeah, mine are purple. Yeah, different colors, but back then it was just very limited colors. I will say also, because in this specific book, it talks about like they noticed the hearing aids, and the guy who was Xander, who was one of her dad's like goons, I don't know. Um, he said that's a CIA like earbud, which normally those colors are like black or like skin color. They match so that they can be hidden. But it was actually hearing aids. Anyways, Desi, do you want to discuss what the book is about? Yes, so Mr. Nice Guy, the book, it is about a man, and it, yes, so Adam Chan is a CIA agent who is deaf, and the hearing woman is Andy, and she is a pyrotechnic engineer, fireworks engineer. She is a little bit boastful, big-headed. She designs fireworks to show for like the president, for really any big important event. So while she is doing that job, she doesn't know who her father is. She grew up with just a mom, a single mom. And her mom told her growing up and said, "Your father is this actor." And so she was just like, "Why did he never meet me? Why didn't he want me?" All of this. So one day she decides she wants to do a DNA test to see, I'm gonna confirm I'm his daughter. Um, yeah. Okay, because he had another woman pregnant, and they were just like, "Oh, you're the father," and he's like, "No, I'm not. Proof." Yeah, and his DNA was already out there, so she only needed to do her DNA to see if they match. So she found out that he is not her father. So who is my real dad? She doesn't know. So she goes to the bar. She had a really bad day, and she's sitting there, and this man sits beside her and tries to like flirt with her. He was really weird. And she noticed he had something like medicine, like a pill, and she's paranoid, panicking, thinking it's a roofie her. Um, and I have a boyfriend, he's coming. And the man tries to grab her, and then here comes the other man. He's just like, "I'm here," and this is her boyfriend. So he saves her, and he goes away, and she's just like, "Thank you," and that's okay. And then she just like started to like flirt with him, a stranger she never met before. It was like instant like lust. And then she's like, "Oh, you look really cute." They got their names, they introduced themselves, they switched phone numbers, and then she's just like, "I gotta go home." She goes home. And then when she gets home, there are two people in her apartment with like headpieces, and she's looking, she goes, "What's going on? What's up?" Those were CIA agents. And they're in her home. And it's just like, "What's up? What is going on? What are you doing here?" And they said, "We have been searching the world, like searching through your home." She goes, "Why?" So she is panicking. She already had a bad day at work. And then this guy was like trying to get her. And then she goes, "What's going on? What are you doing here?" And he sits down and he discusses. And then with one agent, and he says, "We need to we already talked to your mom. We need to talk to you. We have another officer come here," and that was the guy who helped her at the bar. And she was like, "Oh, you lied. You lied to me." And they find out that they're there because when she sent her DNA and the results, um, your father is is really a crime lord, like international arms dealer. And she's just like shocked. Ah, you mean that famous guy who's on the news, that infamous guy? Yes, him. That's your father. And she's just like, my mom lied to me? And at the same time, she is pissed at this new guy because she's like he was cute, he was flirting with her, and it was just a lot of, it was a little bit of a conflict. I really don't like this character. She's very whiny. So I commented, like, I'm gonna like interrupt you. I commented on Discord and I said, feels like the character is supposed to be 25 years old, but she feels like she's written like a high school girl, like 15, 16, you know, like her first crush, like, oh, like, like that's how it feels like it's written. It's not a strong character. A strong independent woman is completely opposite than what we read last month. Yes. Yeah. Which last month we read Hunting Sirens. Had a strong female character who was deaf. Yeah. And this one is hearing character, and it's more focused on her hearing, but a man is hard of hearing. And they don't say anything. So, yeah, right. So you remember I discussed recently a book that I didn't completely DNF, but basically did, because it didn't even say that she was hard of hearing and had hearing aids until page 60, and I was like, mm. At first, I think this book should focus on him. Well, he's the spy guy. Like the name title of the book is Mr. Nice Spy, not the girl. So Eden said she puts on a front to cover her insecurities, which she has a lot of. Yes. And I maybe it's because she was raised, her mom lied to her whole life, like who her dad is, she never knew. Maybe it's part of it is that, and she was told he's famous. I mean, I guess technically her dad is infamous. Um, yeah, he's a criminal, national criminal. But so, she feels like inadequate. Yeah, spelling. Maybe. And like, she's smart. I'm not saying she's smart. She is gullible and annoying. So, we'll talk about that. So while they're sitting with the CIA and the guy is like flirting with her, um, so his partner Mendez said, "We need your help. What do you need my help for? This is my home. You came in my home and searched it. I don't know anything. I have nothing to do with him. I didn't even know he was my father until now." And he said, "We need your help. We need you to basically work with him, find out how to get into his involvement and see what's up. And we have a CIA agent hidden there, but now the cover is blown." So she's just like, I, I already had an issue with that because she's not an agent. she's had no training. She hasn't had like she doesn't have the knowledge for that. But they do know that he's been looking for her, but they didn't say anything, so I'm curious about that. Yeah. Eden, I agree. The bait plan was bad. Like, there's not a realistic way that that would happen. You really have to like suspend your belief for that. Like they would put a trained agent to do that, like swap out like places. They did, but that failed. Okay, maybe. Um, so Sarah said she keeps saying she uses humor to cope, but she has yet to do anything that is funny. So, like, the man, Chan, he's funny. Yeah, he's more he is more funny. He is funnier than the girl, Andy. Yeah, you're right. Exactly right on that. But they say they need her help. And then Chan asks for like for a moment, just a moment, some private time, like we need to discuss something. He told her, "You don't have to do this. You can back out, and we will handle it." And then and she's like, "You lied about who you are. I don't know if you're being truthful." If you're really flirting with me, then you say, yeah, I was flirting with you. I wanted your phone number. I'll show you. And he gave you my number. That's my number. Call me. And she's like, oh, okay. And so they're flirting some more. And then the door opens, someone comes in, and that person is the guy from the bar. So, how did he track her? How did he find where she lived? And she was just like, that guy's the guy from the bar who followed me and is panicking. He pulls out a gun, pulls out a pew pew, and uh, put off a shot, got him in the neck, and find out, oh, it was a trank gun. Yeah, it was a trank. It's not real. And Chan went to sleep and he was discussing with her. And so he's searching through Chan's because he's like, he's CIA. And then that's where they find his hearing aids in his pocket. So we were just like, why? Okay, okay. This is very easy to lose. So if I'm out and it's raining and I don't have like my bag or whatever, if I have my bag, I may not have my case. Maybe not. If I'm out and it's raining, I don't have an umbrella. Yes, I will put them like in my pocket or my bag. And then as soon as I get in the car or wherever my case, I will put them in that. But I don't leave them in my pocket. You don't leave them. So I have a short story. So uh, one year when I was young, so my mom, my brother, and I went to the beach. I was around 2 or 3. And my mom put her hearing aids in her pocket. And she was looking, and my mom forgot, and she went into the ocean with my hearing aids in her pocket. Oh, they were destroyed. Yeah. So I had to get new ones. So you don't leave them in your pocket. You never know what will happen with that. Like, it's like that's just not realistic. Sarah. So Eden said, I'm confused how he arrived at the apartment. I doubt it was he really left. Yeah, that. I was just like, how did he arrive? And she did mention he had already left. And I was like, if he already left, like, how did he follow her? Right? There's so far, I will say there are a few like plot holes that just don't fit. Like they just like you know. But yeah, so Sarah said, as soon as I saw that the extra hearing aids are in his pocket, and they explain like a chapter later why he has extra hearing aids, and it's because like his work didn't want him to lose or to have any broken hearing aids so he could always hear, so they make him have it like at all times. That's not realistic. Yes, I have a backup like hearing aids. Yes, I do have at home. They stay at home because if I ever lose one, I will have them if something happens. If mine break and I'm going back to the audiologist, I will have some that I can use in place of the ones that broke. Yes, at home. Not in my pocket, not at my work. Well, I work from home, but whatever. Like, they stay here, ready to use if needed. And they're my old ones. They're my old ones. Like, they're not new. They're old. Like, anyways, it's just, that part was just like, mm, mm, mm. So when he explains a little bit about his hearing and the extra hearing aids, he said, one, his partner got hurt or whatever, and they didn't want that to happen again because his hearing aids were broken, but that's not his fault. Like, that his partner got hurt. Like, and then he said that the new ones, the extras, is the top of the line hearing aids. And I was like, okay, wait. So that's even worse. I just realized because he has been on desk for 6 years since he got hurt, and he had hearing loss because he has hearing loss from explosion. Like, yeah. So he's not even had a partner because he's on the desk. He's not in like active like duty. Yeah. It's but that doesn't make it like any sense that his partner got hurt because his hearing aids broke if he works at the desk in the office. It just doesn't really fit the story. So, while he is tranked asleep, so the guy from the bar is talking with her, and you have to come with me. Your father wants you. And she's like, no, I'm not going. He goes, okay. So he pulls out a real pew pew and takes them both. And then she wakes up and finds out that they're not in where they are. Not yet. They're in the car or a van. And they wake up, and Chan says, there's audio. And then she's like, is audio recording? Yeah. And she says, do you know sign? First, yay! The signing is shown with italics. You can easily discern that is signing. That is good. Eden, yes, that is what he said he did from the desk. He does like strategy. So many plot holes. Um, and Sarah, I would agree. You could keep the extra hearing aids in your car or your desk at work, whatever. But his pocket of his pants or jacket? No. Okay. Um, so I'm curious, Desi, and everyone here. Let me find that page. It says um, it says on it's page 61. It says, "Do you know sign language?" And then the girl Andy has to be like, I don't know how to describe it. Like it annoyed me. It says, if I were being if I were being technical about it, ASL grammar doesn't translate word for word into standard English. ASL sentence structure has its own rules and organization that make strict translation impossible. So, as a native English speaker, I found I naturally translated things in my mind to how I was used to hearing it structurally. Let me explain. Let me explain why I don't like how that was worded. All they had to say in the beginning of the book, before the book, will be showing sign language in English word order. That's all you had to say. But the way that they worded it was like, oh, oh, I know I'm using ASL like grammar, but in my mind, I'm translating it into English. So I'm going to show that in the book. And I'm like, um, yes, that. So Desi already said that, but Sarah said it. She's patting herself on the back. I think that paragraph was not necessary. No, it just needs to be deleted. Like that entire paragraph could have been the author's note at the beginning of the book that says, I will be using English grammar, not ASL grammar to show sign language. That's it. Um, but and the way it's saying is she's like, I know I'm using ASL grammar, but I'm gonna show it in English. Since I am a native English speaker. Okay, so do you want a cookie? Wait, we didn't explain that. So Andy learned ASL because her her dad, her birth dad, her bio dad learned sign language for a movie he was acting in. Let's be pretty honest here. Most actors don't actually learn ASL. They learn their lines in whatever they're recording, like recording that day, but they don't actually learn. There are some shows or movies that yes, maybe the actors did learn. but the the majority, but she learned it because, yeah, it motivated her to learn because her dad learned it for a movie, and she wanted something to converse with him about. He's not gonna remember. I will say she did say that she went to church, not something that she, like, not, she didn't have faith, but she went to a specific church because it was an ASL church. Okay, that's kind of cool. She did have hang out with deaf too. It was a very convoluted, complicated way to say why she learned ASL. Yeah. And then when she asked him, "Do you know sign language?" She didn't speak, and he said, "Yes, I know. Do you know?" And she was very surprised, and he was just like, "No big deal." Oh, he said, "It was no big deal. It wasn't hard for me to learn." Okay. Uh, so Desi knows. I mean, most of everyone that is here knows. I learned, I grew up here in a hearing family with no access to ASL. I did not learn ASL until I went to college. I guess I've been using ASL for almost 20 years now, and I'm still learning. I'm still not perfectly fluent. Like, I'm not an expert at it. I use more PSE because I am very English grammar focused. I have a very English brain. Yes, that. But, and I'm a writer, so like my focus was English. I can do ASL, and when I'm hanging out with just friends and I'm voice off, I am more ASL, yes. But it's it's just, oh, and it's been 6 years since he got hurt, and he's like, oh, no big deal. It was easy to learn. Hmm. I just laughed. So Sarah said she didn't take the book seriously after that part. And I agree. Like, I was reading it and I did not, I'm not taking the book seriously now. Okay. So Andy was surprised that he learned sign language. And then she told him, I had to learn because he was learning for a movie role, and he said, I had hearing loss because of an explosion. It was 6 years ago. And then she goes, "You didn't know sign growing up? You sign really well. Wow. But you're not part of, are you part of the deaf community?" He said, "No, I'm just really good with languages. It's not that hard to find the structure. Um, and my hearing loss is important, is significant. In my right ear, I can hear right better ear can hear better in my right ear than my left." So that I was just like, yes, he is Asian American. And so he's really focused on these things of being successful, and I understand that. But with ASL, it's always changing, it's always evolved. A sign is all doesn't stay the same. Like many years ago, we signed words different and this changed. For example, um, and Desi, I'm sure you were about to do it, but like red, because with the R, and now it's red. A lot of ASL signs used the letters to show what it started with. Now it doesn't. It's more deaf friendly, not English. And you have to understand that some regions in America have different signs than the North and the South. And also, there are home signs too. It's just not always easy to pick it up. You have to sign, you have to practice. I am deaf, and I grew up speaking and learning to sign since I was 2. And I'm almost 38 years old, and I still am learning. Yeah. And I often get criticized on how I sign. So the sign is a little bit, oh, I'm good with languages. I pick it up easy. It's no problem for me. Hmm. I have mixed feelings about it. It's like, okay, I understand. Maybe you like math and you understand and pick it up quick, fine. But with ASL, when I'm teaching ASL, I teach private tutor. Someone always asks, is it really easy to learn? And I'm like, it depends. How much you practice, how much you socialize with everyone and are involved in the deaf community. Do you immerse yourself? Do you fingerspell practice? Are you using it every day? It might be easy for you to use it every day, but he's not with and hanging out with the deaf community. And specifically, right after that part, it said, like, Andy respects Chan that much more that he had taken the time to learn sign language when he had hearing aids that could do the work for him, especially if he hadn't felt like he was a part of the community. Okay, okay, okay. Yes, I understand that the deafness is a spectrum, hard of hearing is a spectrum. Some hard of hearing and deaf never learn sign language. Yes, I understand that. Everyone has a different experience. But I would say most people that are deaf and hard of hearing would say that the hearing, like hearing aids, cochlear, Baha, those are tools. They're not doing the work for him because he will still have to lip read if he can. He will still have to adjust to try to understand. So like learning sign language, he learned it and she's like giving like good job for learning it when you have hearing aids that can do your work. No, it's not gonna like fix him. And that part made me like, I felt icky. Same. Um, and I will say, I feel like for a long time, doctors told hearing parents that if your kids get like a CI, they will be hearing and they don't need ASL. You know, like they need to be raised voicing, they need to be focused on speech and hearing, not signing. Doctors for the longest time told hearing parents that. And I feel like now I do think more doctors tell the hearing parents and give them like options that, you know, you should also learn ASL, like get involved in the deaf community. Is it perfect now? No. They still tell parents that, your kids like hearing can be fixed, not cured, but they can hear with cochlear. It takes a lot of work to hear with hearing aids or cochlear. It's not natural hearing. Like it's not natural. I felt like this part just destroyed what he did by learning ASL. Like it felt like I don't know how I want to explain it. There's a lot of comments. Um, yes, so Lisa, you said, is it Lisa or Lisa? How do you say it? Curious. I'm curious. Um, yes, ASL is important. Like hearing aids do not replace. No, they're an addition. Cochlear does not replace. It is an addition. Luz? Oh, Luz? Liza. Oh, Liza. Sorry. Thank you. And Luz? 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 Oh, okay. Perfect. Thank you. Reading the comments. Sarah, that's actually very common that and Desi and I have both discussed this, that you will see hearing parents teaching their kids baby sign, and no doctor will say, you need to stop. It's gonna delay their speech. No, you will never hear a doctor say that. But if a deaf parent or a hearing parent, like of a deaf kid, the doctors will say, you need to stop signing. Let them voice. Like, and often you will see if they get approved for a cochlear and they get one, if they were signing before, they might stop, and that's just awful. Um, Now, there's, well, I mean, I have kids, so I follow parents on social media, and some are hearing parents of like with deaf kids, and there's one where they got a cochlear, um, they were signing, but their kids stopped signing. They wanted to speak. They never said you have to stop. And they continue signing, and later he picked it back up again, but at the time he felt like, I don't need it. I have a cochlear, and that's different. Like sometimes kids, they don't want to be different. Having a cochlear, signing, and if you're the only one in like the class, you don't want to be different, so you will stop signing and you will try to fit in. You will try to be hearing. Um, so anyway, so interestingly, that kid also stopped using their cochlear for almost 6 months. They were like, I don't want it. Like it's hurting. Like I don't want it. And so that surgery is expensive. Yes. Yes. And Here's the thing. Do you really know what will happen in 15 years? It's a magnet surgically in your brain. What's going to happen? Yeah, they do have to do resurgery again and replace it. But, like, yeah, there's some scary things that can happen. Anyway, yeah, oralism practices are weird. hmm Did we miss any comments? Sorry, I'm reading the comments, making sure we didn't miss. Oh, okay. So, who said audiologist? Um, I'm curious your experiences with audiologists for everyone here who's had one or has kids who's had one, and Desi. My last two audiologists had no idea a sign. If you're working with deaf and hard of hearing patients, why do you not know sign? One, so I understand. I have clear speech. I practiced hard. I still practice, but not the point. If I don't have my hearing aids in, if I don't have my glasses on because I lip read, I have no idea what you're saying. It's really funny in the morning. My husband walks in the room and he's just talking away. I can't see him. And he sees this just like blank face. And so he walks closer and like signs or like where I can see him because anyways, not the point. I had an audiologist recently and just like turned away from me. I couldn't read her lips. I couldn't hear her because I didn't have my hearing aids in. And she was just talking. She was searching for something, just talking away. And I didn't respond because I had no idea what she was talking about. And I reminded her, I know I can speak, but I can't hear you. And I said, do you sign? Oh, I've started learning a little bit, but no. And she's been working for almost 10 years as an audiologist. Some audiologists don't sign. They just focus on the anatomy of the ear. Yeah. But I don't understand that. They deal with deaf and hard of hearing community and they don't sign? It doesn't make any sense. So Heather commented, she said she tried to apply for a job working for an audiologist because she knows sign. And they said they don't, you're, do not hire list? Why? What job is focused on sales commission? Oh. Oh, interesting. That makes a lot of sense why audiologists, uh, okay. We're not saying all audiologists are bad. No, we're not even saying that they're bad at their job. I'm just a little bit confused why you work with a specific community and don't use their language. Anyways, and not all, but the last two I have had, and actually both of our VRS counselors or counselors, they have not signed. I haven't met her yet. I need to go. I haven't gone in person yet. I do have an audiologist. She's right here. And I have an interpreter who joins me. It's fine, but you don't know sign. I'd have to have an interpreter there. I just think it's a little bit weird. So if you work in the field, like the doctor, you need to practice in surgery and know the medical terms, right? You don't go in, you have no idea. Your major was audiologist, you're working with hearing aids and helping other people to fix their hearing aids and get some molds. Oh, it makes sense to learn ASL and have a conversation. What's bothering you about your hearing aids? Tell me. Oh, okay, I will help. So I got new molds, right? I mean, obviously I got new hearing aids recently, but it's the pink like stuff that they put like in your ears where it just like blocks. And audiologist was still talking to me. And I just looked at her and I said, and I started signing, and she goes, ah, and I was like, okay. I said, I guess you will just stop talking. Because yes, I can lip read, but I don't want to concentrate on that. Like, anyways, not the point. That's not the point of this book. I just specifically felt icky about that part where she said she respected Chan for learning sign when he has hearing aids. I roll. Oh, this book is a lot of eye rolls. Oh. What? Did you see that comment about a hearing doctor who gave no, that's awful. Eden, are you talking about like the one point of view for the book? Wow, Luce, I'm sorry, that's awful. Actually, Desi posted recently for Deaf Awareness Month about sign names are given to you by the deaf community. A deaf or hard of hearing person has to give you a sign name. I didn't post today. I was busy. It's okay. It's okay. You've done a lot recently. I have not posted anything recently. But so I I know Desi and Sarah has said both said that they would have preferred to have like dual point of views in the book because right now we only have Andy and Desi wants to have Chan. And actually the book is called Mr. Nice Spy, so why not? Anyway. So the next few parts, it does mention that she notices some of his hearing, like his hearing loss, and like how he adjusts. Desi, do you want to go ahead? Okay, so yeah, so while they are kidnapped, she finds out they're not at home. They arrive there to a weird place. It looks like a tunnel or something. And oh, they're in France. Oh, we're in another country. Okay, so she meets her father. Um, and then it's just very aggressive. Uh, and she's like, no, thank you. Like, he wanted her spit to test her DNA. And they get it eventually. And then at that time, they put them in a room. They have a camera there on them. They can't really speak. Stop. Stop. And they're signing, and they find out where they can hide to sign to each other, where they're safe. In the shower. And so, did you understand the explanation on how they could test for like a two-way mirror? It didn't sound right, but whatever. My dog. Sorry if you heard my dog. She's right here. And all of that. And so they go and they're like, okay, we're gonna be here forever. We can't get out. So we have 24/7 surveillance. We're gonna have to make a plan on how to get out of here. How can we escape? And all of that. And they find out, oh, they have a cafeteria. What is this place? What is it for? Where is this? It's the catacombs in France. And then someone commented about a lab, and that room is a lab. Why is there a lab here? What is this for? What is this lab for? And they find out uh, oh yeah, the prime minister knew about this place. He's the one who supported it. He has given money. She's just like, what? And while they're chatting with one of the main guys, Mila, she is a chef, and here she's getting more, starting to get more information from her, and then swiped Xander's card, key fob, card fob. So we need to plan to make out or whatever. And she goes, okay. That part, that part. It just felt, I think that he is cool and he has a plan of what to do next. We need to figure things out. And she's just like, hello, let me flutter my eyelashes. I like you. Do you like me? Um, so in like, let's say out of like 10, how realistic do you feel that part of the book where they're like making out and searching through the lab actually I said two. It sounds like you're reading like it's like comical. I understand that you're trying to like break in to make it look like you're making out, but you're actually going through stuff, right? Like blur the lines. But you're like, you're looking through the papers, and they find out there's a kill pill, something. Could be a virus, could be biochemical. We don't know. We don't know yet. And then while they're talking, and she's like, "Oh my gosh, oh," and like looking back and forth. She forgets a lot. She forgets. Um, did you see my last comment on Discord? So, as a reminder, if you're not in the Definitely Readers Book Club, we do have a Discord where we post more comments and discussions about the book, like as we're reading, and it's like separated in the chapters. So we're only reading through chapter 11 tonight. Anyway, there I commented. I said, if she got like close to his ears, the hearing aids would be making a ringing. So like if she's kissing, yes, like an ee, like if she's kissing on his ears, my ears sometimes when I smile, laugh, hug, yeah, any of that. And it should be, yeah, in the right. Looney Tunes. 2 out of 10. Okay. There have been things that I've read where I've had to like suspend my beliefs that this is possible. Like, okay, like just imagine it like fantasy. Okay, but this is not supposed to be fantasy, really. It's it's contemporary. Contemporary. It's now. It's like it's not fantasy. I mean, okay, most books that are written technically are not like real life, but this is supposed to like imitate real life, right? Like a like a spy movie or thing. Yes, it's gonna have some fantasy parts, but it's not like dragons. Yeah, yeah, yeah. That is. I'm curious if they use his hearing later for something like. Could she make you? I don't know. Also, I forgot. I did comment this like when they found his extra hearing aids. They said a wire. It's not a wire. It's a tube. Yeah, that I was confused about. Right. Like even my new ones are bigger. It's not a wire. My older ones are also not a wire. That's a tube. And when I saw that, I was like, wire. It made me think like, I'm really confused on this. I was trying to process what they were trying to say when she was talking about a CIA wire. Right, right. And so like would say if I chatted with the author, I'd be like, I'm gonna hold your hand and say, you need to rewrite this book a little bit, this character, replace this character. I want more of Chan. Focus on Chan because this is what this book is about. It's his job. It's his experience, like what he can hear and not hear, if he lip reads, if he doesn't lip read, all of this. That would be more interesting. I want to hold your hand. Okay, especially because at the in the back of the book, her like acknowledgments, she said, you don't often find a book that has a deaf or hard of hearing character who is a spy. And so I wanted to have that book for my husband. But the book is not really about Chan. It's about Andy, the girl who's hearing. Oh, oh, so I wonder if I'm not trying to offend you. I'm wondering if this writer is writing Andy as herself. Her perspective, maybe, because she did say that she, like after 20 years of being like with her husband, she now never walks on the left side because he can't hear. And she always, walks on the right to make sure he can hear. And she says it's hard to do anything on the left. So, like, yeah, I guess I mean, we still have some to read, but I just, my husband is hard of hearing. He works with cyber cybersecurity. Okay. Before that, he worked with IT. So one day he was working pulling cables, and the electric one one ear is not good and the other one is, and so the same thing. And he prefers one ear over the other. But with me, he knows ASL. I know ASL. That doesn't matter. I don't have to walk on the left side or the right side. So I'm assuming they don't sign. Like, especially if she made that comment that said she respected Chan for learning sign when he has hearing aids to do the work for him. So I'm assuming her husband has hearing aids and they don't sign. I don't, there's just a lot of, what's the word? She says something and then she backtracks. Oh, a lot of conflict. Oh, you do that or you don't do that. Sarah, yeah, that. I didn't want to put that down in the Discord notes, but that was what I was thinking. I just, there was, we've not finished the book yet. I will say I'm tempted. I'm tempted. We're gonna have to power through. And maybe it improves. Maybe I do like that they do have ASL. Yes, that I do like that. And actually, I like that her dad, who is the bad, like the crime boss, like Lord, whatever. I like that he's, what is it, aggressive? Like, and like he actually, yeah, oh, they, yeah, so like, right as, they were about to have an open door scene, her dad walks in and we don't know. But like, I like that he unalived a man, like, right in front of her. Like, he's not a light bad guy. Like, he's an actual bad guy. Yeah, they're in deep shit. So I do like that. I do like that. And I'm not saying that the book is bad. I feel like there's a lot of plot issues. And also, I feel like I have to really suspend my, this is not how real life works. I think maybe it's a missed opportunity. Sarah, you're nicer than me. I mean, it's a cute idea. It's a cute, oh, I can see the possibility, but at the same time, it's not realistic in some parts. In some parts of her, oh yeah, she won't shut up. She just keeps talking. And it's making things worse. It takes the spotlight away from Chan. So I want more of Chan. It's not a good balance right now, and that's all. So maybe it'll improve a little bit. Maybe we'll see more times where he can't hear, because right now you really don't see any time he can't hear. Sorry, my dog hit my stand. Stop. I'm not done yet. So maybe we'll see like where he has problems hearing her. I don't know. Or he gets into a fight and his hearing aid falls out. Oh, I did notice one time he was like pushing his, doing that, and it said that his hearing aid like fell a little bit, and I was like, oh, that happens. That's real. That's reality. Anyway, so next week, or his battery dies. Yes, that. Yes. So next week we're reading chapters 12 to 22. And then there's 33 chapters altogether. Desi and I are going to discuss, we may just pick the book for October and not have a vote. But, okay, go ahead. I did find a couple of Christmas ones. I read this one. It was not any good. I'm in the process of reading this one, and we'll let you guys know. Oh, me. No. And I just found this one, and it's actually a Hanukkah story. Okay. So maybe. So we'll see. And then, so talking about new books I found, so I did just find one, like, witchy one. I bought it. It's called Brooms. Yes, and this is very, I don't know yet. I've not read it. It is a comic, like a graphic novel. So it's not like it's a graphic novel. A graphic novel. But it has POC, it's LGBTQIA, it has other disability representation, like you can see on the broom. She has a leg brace, and then it has a deaf character, um, but they don't use ASL, they use Indigenous Sign Language. And there is signing shown, but I have not seen hearing aids. Heather goes, ooh, going on my TV. Yeah. Um, so hang on one second. I was going to show you. I was trying to find it. I saw some sign, but it's not a lot. And so I don't know, maybe. It was just interesting to read and see that. It's new. Um, I think it released 2024. Oh, here. But it says it's bring in the laundry and then you can show everyone your new gloves before dinner. So it's not ASL. It's more like it does. It does. So anyway, beautiful pictures. Um oh, a little bit, a little bit. My stomach is actually hurting a little bit right now. Ooh, Heather, be safe when you're on the plane. Right. So Sarah, so 58 creativity, they use a lot of like a ghost hand to show their signing and their things. Um, Actually, you might be able to see Desi's picture. So I feel like that's pretty common, like in a picture to use that. So they have some, but I've not seen any hearing aids. I think she's fully deaf and she just signs. Um, but I bought it because it seemed really cool and I couldn't like really like tell online. And so I was just gonna read it quickly because it's like I think it's 5 chapters. It's big. Who's the author? It is Jasmine Walls and Teo Duval. And then the illustrators are Bex Glendining and Ariana Mayer. Mm. So I know that they used, I remember commenting that said, a comment that said, they got like sensitivity like reviews to make sure like things were right. And like they said that they had a hard time like illustrating like making sure that the leg brace worked together and how could she sign and be on the broom. And so I saw that comment and I was like, "Oh, that's cool." I also found um I think it's a kid's book and I thought I bought it, but I guess not. It's like Deaf Witch. It's like 37 pages. I think it's a kid's book. And I was going to look at that and see what it was, but I didn't get it yet. Yes, Brooms is the title. And it's pretty. So, anyway, that was a fun one. Heather, be careful because there's a stomach bug that is going around and there is some new COVID too. We had a stomach bug and it's awful. It's awful. Okay, so any last minute things about this? No, no, but oh, we do have exciting news. Are you talking about it? Yes, okay. So we finally, two things. So we have two author chats coming up soon. We have not heard yet from this one. We're waiting on her to respond. But with Mary Mika for Hunting Sirens, we finally have a day for her author interview. So, if you, my dog, if you have any questions that you want to ask about her books, her series, what she did for like how did she research everything, like what was her like priorities, that's going to be my question. Like I'm curious her process for that because she has a lot of disability character representation in her books. And anyways, go ahead and add them to the list. I would say by next Wednesday so that we can send them to her. Because the date, and we'll set it on a schedule like so you can see it, is the 29th of September. So before Deaf Awareness Month ends, we will have the chat. Yeah. Just to let you go, it's gonna be on Instagram because that's her focus. But we already have an interpreter ready. We have the date, so we're gonna have a promotion, like a promo, like post tomorrow, probably. Hopefully tomorrow or Friday at least. So if you have any questions for her, add them to Discord and we will send the normal questions that we typically ask, but also like focused on her books. And honestly, I know that we read like Hunting Siren, but I know Heather and Sarah, you guys read the other ones too that had more disability representation. So if you want to add questions about that, you can. Yeah. But anyways, we're excited because she seems really, really sweet. So, yay! And she's excited. So we got the interpreters already, and it's going to be on Instagram. It just needs to promote it. We just need to promote it. And so actually this time I will be able to focus because the interpreter will be signing for Mary and then voicing for Desi. Yay! Anyway. Okay. Before we close for tonight, we do want to let you know again that this month is Deaf Awareness Month, and if you need any resources or any help or anything that you're searching for, our website does have that list of resources, as the book, also a book list of deaf and hard of hearing authors or deaf and hard of hearing characters, middle grade, children, young adult, and ASL class resources too. And I did post a few facts recently, and I will continue to post more on Instagram about Deaf Awareness Month. I have not posted anything, but also I have not posted anything in about a month. It's fine. My plan today had been to post something, and that did not work. But it's okay. It's fine. I am here. Yeah. I will post for the both of us. Perfect. I just keep sharing yours. Yes. Have a wonderful night. Thank you. Thank you. We love you guys. If you have any questions or any feedback or whatever, if you want to vent about this book, that's fine too. It is a quick read. It's not hard. I will be honest, I'm mostly just like skimming. Anyway, it's a heavy book. Okay. So next week we're reading chapters 12 to 22. And then the last week will be 23 through 33. And then we'll be done. And then we will let you guys know the October book next week, probably. All right. Hope you have a good night. Happy reading, happy Wednesday, and happy signing, right? Happy Deaf Awareness Month. That. Okay, bye. See you next week.